Okay, you're on the air.
Yeah, now watch that feedback thing there. So Kirby, you know, it's best not to think about anything when you're improvising, right?
That's true.
So I just asked Kirby to introduce me, and now the camera switchers don't know who to feature. So,
That's right.
yeah. So yeah, back and forth, Kirby and Chick. So yeah, to not think of anything. So now you haven't planned anything. So now I asked you to do an intro. So go ahead and do an intro.
All right. Well, right here tonight in this studio, we have Chick Corea, and he's going to be doing a workshop on music. And so let's welcome Chick. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I see. Okay. That's kind of like a concert intro.
Yeah, that's right.
With an audience.
I was the single audience, but
right.
I mean, other than the thousands out there right now, yeah.
Okay. Well, welcome everybody. Boy, you guys got that camera switch going back and forth pretty quick. You ought to try getting a half shot of me and Kirby sometime when we're talking, like half screen.
Oh, half shot. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so welcome everybody to this is number 23.
22.
22.
Yeah.
Okay, this is number 22, Academy Workshop number 22, and it's nice having you all back. It's really a lot of fun. This is like a team effort. Kirby and Steven's on cameras, and Bernie's on audio, and Bernie and Bob are on audio, and Tony's on switching, and we're trying to create a little team because it looks like that's what this lockdown, Stephen was saying, the lockdown speeded up. What did you say? Speeded up the
Trends that were going in a direction already.
Yeah, the culture is going in the streaming direction so quickly, and the lockdown just speeded it all up. So now we're getting all our streaming things together. So I'd like to start by playing you something actually, because it's to demonstrate. I thought this might be a cool talk point at the beginning, just to demonstrate something I thought of, because I was listening to Thelonious Monk. Thelonious Monk made a couple of solo albums, maybe more than two, but he made one called Alone in San Francisco, with a great little repertoire and a really good piano, good sounding piano. And then this other one that I was listening to is an older solo album that I wasn't that aware of. And I was listening to it, and I came across this song. And that's, who did you say?
It's Jerome Kern.
Jerome Kern.
Yeah.
So I want to play a little bit of that for you to demonstrate, like I heard Monk play. It's a short rendition. He plays like two or three choruses of this song. And I thought of like, what if we were there to see and hear guys like Bach and Mozart play, or could be there to be right on their shoulder, looking at their practice, how they practiced, how they composed, and what they were doing at the keyboard. Wouldn't that be something? But use your imagination, because it's not so hard to do that. You think of them playing, but reason why I thought of that when I thought of Monk is because Monk is all over YouTube. You can watch Monk play. You can hear him play, and you can watch him. In other words, there's no recordings of Bach playing or Mozart. Not even no audio. There was no audio recording back then, but there is now. And so I heard this Monk rendition of "Smoke Gets in Your Eyes," and I thought, that's classic. Like what he played, every note that he played, the way he threw it down was classic. He didn't write it down. He learned the tune and he just played it. So when I learn that song, "Smoke Gets in Your Eyes," just like I learn a lot of other standards, the American standards, I learn them from a rendition that to me in my mind becomes classic. And there's this monk rendition that if you go up on one of the services and put in monk solo, and you'll see smoke gets in your eyes. I think he only recorded it one time. So that's the way I learned the song. For instance, Monk uses that change. That's it. Let me do that again.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's so cool. I mean, I've heard that song for many years, but it never really bit on me. But when you were practicing it tonight, you know, it could just somebody takes it and does their interpretation, like you said with Monk, it can just hit you, you know.
I want to learn some more standard tunes, and that was one that caught my attention. So, okay, so I'm gonna move it along. I got some questions I'd like to address from you guys. We got an Academy member coming in for a chat, and we've also got an incredible guest tonight from Japan.
That's right.
That's why we're on a late schedule tonight, so we can match that. So let me see if I can answer some of these. This is a question I didn't address last week, and it's from Tung. This is from Tung, from St. Louis, Missouri. And Tung has this incredible 12-string bass. It's a 12-string bass.
Oh, sorry, wasn't ready for you.
There it is.
Second, there you go. Yep. There it is.
12-string bass.
It's a monster.
It's a monster. It's an incredible thing. I'd love to hear it sometime. But Tung asks questions about Silver Temple. He says, can you please talk a bit about the tune Silver Temple from the first Electric Band album? He likes to know how the middle section expands with triads over unusual bass notes. Actually, it's one bass note most of the way through that section. I'll show you. And all right. Well, thanks for listening, and thanks for checking all of this out. And now let me demonstrate a little bit about Silver Temple. Silver Temple's original title was Ginkaku. Ginkaku, and it's fitting tonight because my Japanese genius friend is going to be on, and Ginkaku is a temple, a Buddhist temple in Kyoto, where I stayed with my family, myself and Gail and our two children, Thad and Liana. We stayed there for 6 weeks. The only vacation I can ever remember taking, actually.
That's a great vacation.
It was a wonderful vacation, and I thought I would write a lot of music. I only ended up writing a few tunes because we were enjoying ourselves doing other things. But this was one of them, and I called it Ginkaku because we were living right next to the temple. It was Christmas time. It was New Year's time. There was a lot of snow on the ground. I was out there running every day. But anyway, Ginkaku, the translation is Silver Temple. That's what a Silver Temple is called, Ginkaku. And I'll play you the first part. This is an Electric Band song. So at this point, that first theme that kept going around, which was in 3/4, changes at that point to a 4/4 tempo with a G pedal. So we go from here. We go. bass and drums are burning at that point, right? Right. And then your question, Tong, was about the chords. You said the chords, the major chords. Anyway, they're pretty much just triads. But it's all over the G, right? Actually, I put this voicing in. And then we blow on this on a very fast tempo, and that's really all there is to those changes. And then later on, I continue that after the solos. I continue that structure with a different melody, but still all triads. I go. So it stays G all the way down there. So we do it again. And so forth, and it continues. So it's just like a little device. You can. I guess one way to describe it is you can hold on to any note that you want, either low or high. We call it a pedal, I guess, because of the pedals of an organ. You call it a pedal tone, and then you can put anything in the universe that you want on top of that. And this sort of roots the sound. It's just a harmonic device, and I used it to the nth degree on Silver Temple. So there you go. That's Silver Temple. And thanks, Tung. I hope that was helpful. Marcelo Conant.
Oh yeah, he's the one that's he's coming on. So probably you can handle his question when he comes on.
Oh, he's going to be coming on for a chat. Okay,
yeah.
Marcelo, I'll see you later as a chat. Let me move on to Connie Windicker. This was from last week. She says, this is a weird question, more administrative than music related. How do you keep the music ideas you are working on organized? How do you organize your compositions so that you don't lose them or forget about them? Woof. I have a big intimidating pile of ideas and compositions jotted down on paper, no clue how to organize them. I don't know what to tell you on that, Connie. I mean, the way, what I do is, you retain what you can retain. And then what you want to, I try to document the compositions that I write. I try to write those down and save those so that they can become fixed. And one thing I did when the digital age came along is I took all of my printed, my handwritten scores, like this is. Well, you've seen them. Bob, put up Ginkaku again on the screen, just for a second. Anyway, here's the like a handwritten score. So I took these and I scanned them into PDFs, which is a standard way now of scanning anything graphic. And I put them into folders by alphabetical folders. So I have, on my computer, I have an alphabetical, oh, that's okay, Bob, I'm done with Ginkaku. So I have an alphabetical folder from A to Z, and I just put the titles of my songs in there, and everything related to that song I put in there. So that's one advantage. One thing computers do very well is they organize alphabetically and by date and that kind of thing, and that's one way I do it. And then when I'm at home, I'll give you one more tip that works for me when I use it, which is when I'm working on a project, I might have papers and manuscript and stuff spread out and little drums and this and that for this particular project that I'm working on. But then when I'm done with the project, like finished with it, really finished with it, could be days or weeks or months, hopefully not years, usually days or weeks. And when I'm done with that project, I wrap up everything physical, all of the manuscript and so forth, and I try to put it in a bundle or in file folders and get it off the beaten path, get it off to the side on my studio. And I think I've kept up with that pretty well. Like all of the, Kirby helps me sometimes organize my band folders. I have like all of the bands that I've had written folders for the written music. And there's tons of them.
Yeah, there are.
Right? So I put all of those in by band. So organizing is you know, the real basic is organizing is you have a bunch of beads, different colored beads. You got red, green, yellow, blue beads. You take all the red beads and you put them over here. You take all the blue beads and you put them over there. You take all the green beads and you put them over there. And now you got a nice little organization. Then you find a little drawer for them or whatever, you know. So there you go. You can do it. All right. Thank you for writing, Connie. Hope that helps. This is for Jack O'Melia. And he has a question about, he says, I have a question about left and right hand independence, especially when playing different rhythms. Particular trouble when, for example, I'm playing a set of triplets in the right hand over a 4-beat in the left hand, and so forth. Let's see, a few weeks ago he used 500 miles high. He likes 500 miles high. I don't know, you know, this is a matter of just starting simple and getting used to it. I mean, if we let's take a vamp. Although these are like notes. Now, if you want to do. I'm trying to like make different, have the right hand go completely out of sync with the left hand. Well, my suggestion is do what I'm doing, which is take a vamp or any kind of rhythm and then just practice putting different rhythms on top of it. There's a what you call it, a graphic example. You can also, if you have a computer, you can also take your computer like Logic and do it mathematically and see what it sounds like, and then try to duplicate it. I don't know, man. Practice makes perfect. I don't have much more for you on that. Good luck, and thanks for sending me the photo. Nice to see you again. Thanks for hanging in there. Thank you, Jack. Let's continue on with Ehud Etun from Israel. Now I seem to have two different names here, Ehud Etun and Mitzpe Ramon.
I think that's the city in Israel.
What's that?
That's the city, Mitzpe.
Oh, the city is Mitzpe.
Yeah.
Mitzpe Ramon. I don't know that city.
Me neither, no.
Okay.
It's in the desert, I've been there.
What's that?
Stephen's been there.
Desert. It's in the desert, it's pretty.
Oh, really? Oh, you know it? Yeah. Oh, cool. Were you in the Israeli army? No.
I just made a movie there last year, I mean.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, I was in the Israeli army, yeah.
Okay, thank you for writing in, Ehud. And his question is about working with rhythm section and exploring freedom, especially in some recordings of the acoustic band. He says he feels there's so much freedom. I often have to count real hard to have the form in my head. Or you're talking about hanging with the form. And I'm wondering what it feels like when you're playing. How do you keep this tension between the form and staying free? It's not something I think about, the form and staying free. I mean, if you're playing on a form, then of course the form is the form. Just like I was playing. The form is something that you have to establish, and then whatever you do with it is something you do with it. Now, again, I don't. There's probably exercises that you can do when you break things down and make it like pick a form, pick up a simple form, and then work with it and stay with it, keeping the form. And keep getting looser and looser. The way I like to do it is I like to first learn the melody. I want to make sure I've got the melody, because to me that's part of the form. If it's that kind of a song, or if the form is just a vamp or some kind of a rhythmic thing, well, then that becomes the form. Like, for instance, in La Fiesta, my song. That's the form. It's something you build the form, or I mean, the way I get free with a song is like what I was just doing. Like I'll play, now that I like the song "Smoke Gets in Your Eyes," I'll just play it over and over and over and over and over again. I'll just keep circling it. I'll go at home and I'll play it for, I don't know, as long as I just keep playing it over and over again and trying different combinations, and then with the intent of keeping the song. You know, I did that once. I remember with Steve Swallow's great song, "Falling Grace." And it starts again. Staying close to the melody. Steve Swallow.
Wow, beautiful.
I used that song. The way I learned that song was playing over and over and over again. But that's the way I learned most of my pieces. So I hope some of those tips help. Good luck, man. Let me know how that works. Okay, next is Ludwig Florin from Toulouse, France. I don't know if Ludwig is going to be tuning in right now.
Yeah. What time is it? It's about
It's 6.
4 in the morning or something?
Yeah, it's 4 in the morning.
You might be.
So I'll just put this down real quickly. He says, "It seems to me that you have written much less music in minor. How do you explain this?" I thought there was an interesting observation because I never thought of that quite like that. Is it a question of communication? And when you compose in minor, the rhythmic energy doesn't go in the direction of a feeling of melancholy. For instance, "Hand Me Down" being a good example. You know, in terms of major and minor, and in terms of feeling of what you want to communicate, you could assign things to major and minor, but I think you assign things emotionally more to the spirit in which the song is played. So I'm going to play a little bit of "Hand Me Down," which was the song. This is a song I wrote for
Origin?
Origin.
Yeah.
Some years ago, and I found it. You can put it up there and show it. What is it? I think the tempo has a lot to do with it. Like if I play it like this. Has one kind of a feel. A little bit more melancholy. But if I play it like this, I don't know. I think the tempo has a lot to do with it, you know. So let's see. So I hope that helps. When you said is it a question of communication? And I think it is. It's a question of how you communicate the song and whether you want it to feel brighter or not so bright. So okay, thanks, man. Thanks for writing in. And let's see now. That was for Ludovic Florin from Toulouse. And now from Norway, we have Edvard Alsing Seland. Now, Edvard is 13. He says, I'm 13. He lives in Asker, Norway. Grew up in a musical family, played trumpet. About 5 years ago, started taking piano lessons and started composing. Cool. And my music has inspired him. Thank you very much. I'm glad. And thank you so much for the workshops. Well, you're quite welcome. Well, his question is, what kind of synthesizer do you have?
That's a good one.
Yeah. Well, that's fine. I have a lot of different ones. My main one that I've been using for years is this. It's a Yamaha Montage. And it's I think they call this kind of a keyboard a workstation.
Yeah, workstation keyboard. Yeah.
Because it's got all kind of stuff that it can do. You see it's blinking and doing, you know, and but I don't know, this might not be, I don't know if you're looking to buy one but I've been using that. And I use Moog instruments also. There's, this is a single voice instrument. It doesn't play 2 notes at a time. It plays 1 note at a time. But it has these cool wheels to be able to do different things with. Well, the Montage has these wheels also. But and then there's this. This was more of a mechanical instrument. It's called Vintage Vibe. It's based on the old Fender Rhodes, and all it does is make that one sound, but it's a great sound. Electric instruments, they're fun. Wish you luck, man. Whatever you do. Thanks for writing in, Edvard. Now we go to Scotland with a fellow who was born in Poland named Marek Koczmanski.
Kaczmanski, yeah.
Lock. He says pronounce lock, cock. So it's Koczmanski, with a K at the beginning, Koczmanski. Okay, nice to meet you, Marek. He's a classically trained pianist, improviser, and composer. Won first prize in Lady Fermoy piano competition. Wow, so you're quite an accomplished fellow if you won first prize in a classical music competition. Now, you're talking about, some time ago, he said he came across a double beat theory. And you go on to explain the double beat theory a little bit. And asked me, well, I'm not familiar with the theory, but he says, when I listen to play music in this double beat, it puts me in states I was never in before, and therefore I would like to share this new one, an old idea with you in the Academy. Okay, well, there's no question here, but that's fine. Thank you for sharing this with me. The thing I get from this is the double beat theory is the fact that I think the one thing was interesting is that you say in classical music world, musicians of today are aiming and not usually achieving double beats, double speed of what classical and romantic composers intended in their compositions. Being aware of this fact changes completely musical goals in classical music, from technical to musical, and might encourage pianists like Hiromi to perform classical music. Well, I can't tell from your communication whether you think this is a good thing, like double beat. Personally, for me, I think that this is just a personal opinion, completely. Well, all of what I'm telling you is a personal opinion. That's what I'm telling you.
Personal, yeah.
Yeah. So my personal opinion is that when I hear a lot of the classical music that I hear and classical pianists playing, the music sounds too fast for me a lot of the times. It sounds on the edge and rushed sometimes. And so I'm not sure that the original tempo, I don't think Bach and Mozart, they didn't write tempo markings down. They didn't have a metronome. So I have a feeling that their pieces were conceived slower and that the tempos have speeded up. But all that said, my own opinion about tempo is that it's a thing of the moment. And if you put communication into factor in the idea that music is for communicating something and expressing a feeling or an emotion to whoever is listening, then what that means is that the tempo that you choose definitely is of the moment. Just like I was demonstrating with Hand Me Down, you could play it like right? So that communicates a particular thing. If I played it communicates a different thing if I speed the tempo up. That's what it feels like to me. It's kind of brighter. It's like a little bit more adventurous. The slower tempo is more moody. So tempo, I think, has a lot to do with the communication of a piece, very definitely. And that's the factor to decide as a performer what emotion or what feeling you want to give your audience. Okay, I hope that helps, man. Thanks for writing in, Mark. Let's see, I want to save enough time. How late I want to save enough
We're
time?
doing all right. It's about 18 minutes to 10. So we've been in about 44 minutes so far.
Okay. Well, then I think to have some good time with our with our special guest tonight.
Yeah.
I think we should move ahead and to our chat.
Oh, sure, we can do that.
Yeah, let's move ahead to our Academy member.
I have a little sheet for you here.
Yeah, let me see. Let me put these headphones on. Thanks for writing in, you guys, and hope there's you get some assistance from my my cheap wisdom. It's the name of my new book, Cheap Wisdom.
I like it. I'll buy it.
Okay, so this is this is the fellow I talked about earlier, Marcelo Cornut,
I guess, Cornet.
from Argentina.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's a classical guitarist and composing and improvising.
I put little things by the questions.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to let him ask. See if these questions are still in his head, and let's just have a chat. The questions look good, and let me meet Marcelo.
Hi, Chick.
You say Marcello or Marcelo?
Marcelo.
Marcelo.
Yeah,
Marcelo.
Marcelo
Okay, man.
is quite more Italian. See,
More Italian, that's right.
I'm more like kind of French. It's Cornelius.
Yeah. Nice to meet you. So where are you located right now?
I'm in Santa Fe. That is like 350 miles north from Buenos Aires.
From Buenos Aires. Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Yeah. I haven't been down to Buenos Aires for too long, but it's a great vibe and it's a great city down there.
Yeah.
And
I met you there in 1994. Yeah. I went with some friends to your rehearsal and sound check of the Electric Band 2.
oh, right. Oh, yeah.
Because I coordinated with Ron Moss at that time.
All right. Yeah.
So
Well,
that
it's nice
was a
to
wonderful experience, and I don't know. This is awesome too.
Nice to meet you again.
Yeah.
So now, do you perform as a classical guitarist?
Yeah. I perform classical repertoire and trying to develop some composing jazz to find my own voice.
Yeah,
So-
I see. So you're composing music.
Yeah, a little bit. Just because now I have a purpose for that.
I didn't get that now.
I have a purpose. Like I'm going to make a trio, so I'm composing for them.
Oh, terrific, man. Well, what particular thing could I help you out with today?
Yeah, probably I will have to read my question. Basically, because I personally think that that composing and improvising seems to be very related. It's like I see like good improvising sometimes it's like a real-time composing. Also, maybe I know by the classical side, did you know that Bach improvised a lot?
Of course, he could not
Baruch
write
was
that way.
improvising music. We know there are
Yeah.
some ways to improvise. There are some big books about it. But okay, so that's it. The question is, if you have a clear idea about the music that will happen before you improvise or compose it.
Say that again slowly.
If you have a clear idea about the music that will happen before you improvise it or compose it, or it's just a concept or no thinking or.
Well, gee, that's difficult because it's a process.
Yeah.
And it goes like that, and it starts with it could start with you have an overall purpose to write for your trio now, and when I compose music, I have a purpose. Like when I wrote this piece, Hand Me Down, that I've been playing, my purpose was to write a piece of music for my band then, which was called Origin. And I can't remember now how I came with the idea, but I think the idea comes, or many ideas might come. Like in improvising, many ideas come, but when you stop on one idea and you say, "Oh, that idea is kind of interesting," then you start working with it. You see. Yeah. So it might have been. I think I might have started with that idea, and then it just, the song kind of, as soon as I grabbed onto that rhythm and that mood, then the song came after that. So it's a matter to start on a path, and then finish it, then go to the end, and construct it the way you want, And of course there are an infinite number of ways to do that, as you know.
Yeah.
And if you want to combine, it depends on how wild you want to get, or how simple or complex you want your phrase to be, because I see you have instruments there where you could improvise something into your sequencer, and it would be a song, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's one way to improvise, or you could write it out note after note. I think I wrote this phrase. I think that phrase was the one I was writing it out in pencil and paper. And then that little bass line just kind of fit in, and like I said, that's the way I wrote this piece.
Great.
Yeah. You play that line? It's a good key for the guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Play some for me with that vamp.
It starts in E, I guess. Hmm?
Very nice, very nice. Yeah. That's nice sound on the guitar.
Thank you.
Very nice. So,
It-
I don't know if that helps about improvising and composing, but
Yeah. So
what do you think?
no, I mean, is I just wonder sometimes about some ideas are coming without thinking, no thinking, like even some improvisings or things, and I don't know, you know, if it's that. I mean, no. If I decide it's right, I'm sure it's right. So,
Yeah, see, that's the point. That's the point right there. However the idea comes, when you decide it's right, that's
yeah,
what you're looking for. You say that you make a decision.
yeah. So, yeah, I don't know, but I have a second question of that. Um, if your like classical training is giving you some ideal scenes about the music or the harmonies to use, combinations, phrases. For instance, when I see the, that's Bach. So
Uh-huh.
so is that was intentional, that, or that type of?
Well, you're asking, was that phrase intentional?
Yeah, I mean, because it's like it's like the badinerie.
It's like what?
It's like Bach badinerie for flute.
Oh, really? Okay, see, but that's an association in your mind, not my mind.
Yeah,
That's an association for you. You think of Bach. I just thought. I mean, the whole piece, you could say, comes from Bach. It's Bach's harmonies, right?
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that's amazing.
I mean, those kind of harmonies, in my mind, go all the way back to Johann Sebastian Bach.
Wow.
But I wasn't particularly thinking about Bach. I wasn't thinking about anything. I was thinking more about that rhythm, which was dum,
Yeah.
and so forth.
That's great. That's great. Thank you. Uh,
Yes, yes. So does that kind of help or answer your question, like about being intentional, or
yeah. Yeah.
like however it comes out, when you decide and there it is, then there it is.
Yeah. This is really helpful. Yeah. Tremendo.
Well,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Wonderful.
Okay, man. It's very nice to meet you. Would you like to play for us one of your compositions
Oh,
in a A little bit?
I don't have. Okay, maybe I was thinking about to play something for you, just, but I wasn't thinking about the my own compositions yet.
Okay, well,
But
whatever.
yeah,
Whatever.
so
Huh. Huh.
Nice. Yeah.
Very good, man.
thank,
Anna's Tango. I wrote that for my mother, Anna. Anna's
yeah,
Tango. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's my one of my tango attempts, and thank you for playing it for me. Very nice. I enjoyed.
thank you, thank you.
So it's nice to meet you, and very much, and good luck with your new trio and your compositions, and
Thank you.
your improvising, and we'll see each other again sometime, man.
I'll see you next week. All the this, I mean, this idea about the workshops is great. I don't know. Um, it's like maybe things a bad thing like the COVID was turned on a good thing. So
Yeah, it kind of made us create something.
yeah. So creation seems like, oh, just a last question. When did you write Antidote?
So, once again, please.
Antidote.
When did you write Antidote?
Huh?
When did you write Antidote?
Antidote is very recent. This is my one of my it's the latest record. The latest new music is Antidote.
Yeah, because it was like a predicting something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, no, the concept, antidote, antidote. Yeah,
Yeah.
the concept of antidote came months before the virus.
Yeah.
It was like that we are the musicians, and we bring song and we bring dance, and we're the antidote for anything bad.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and then now the pandemic came, and we're really the antidote now.
Yeah, really, completely.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Okay. Thank you very much, Marcelo. Nice to
Thank-
meet you. Take care.
Nice to meet
Ciao.
you again.
Okay. Cool. That was very nice. That was very nice.
And this tango was beautiful with guitar and piano.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. Unfortunately, we can't play in time, you know.
No, I know, but still, it sounded nice.
Okay, now, I hope Makoto's still up. Let me introduce him before you bring him on. Makoto Ozone is my dear friend. We've known each other. Well, we'll go over our friendship, but I met him a long time ago in Boston. That was my memory of our first time together. And he was a student at Berklee School of Music, and since has become one of the premier jazz pianists as well as classical pianists. He holds a position in the music world that I can't think of anyone else really that holds a position like he does, being as accomplished as an improviser and a jazz musician as he is. With his various bands and trios and solos, and then at the same time has built a career and a repertoire as a great classical pianist, playing with orchestras all around the world, playing recitals. So having both of these repertoires going at the same time is mind-boggling. This man is a genius, and I'm happy to have him as my friend. Please welcome Makoto Ozone. Hey, man. I don't hear you.
I don't hear. You're mute.
The mute, you got your mute button off? Not yet. Do you hear me? You can hear me, but I can't hear you. Okay, I don't hear you, no. Bernie, can you hear Makoto? Help, guys.
Yeah, I'll go see.
here, we're trying to find out why.
We're trying to debug it. You look good.
Oh. Didn't we mute him?
What do you suggest we do?
No, he muted himself, and we did, but he said he unmuted himself. Let me see.
Maybe reboot or something, or... Yeah, okay. We'll wait. Okay. Makoto's going to reboot. That's always the first thing we do with these computers, reboot. Once I get going. This is intermission music.
So, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, yay.
All right, good. It's good to see you,
Oh,
Chick.
cool. Nice to
That's
see
great.
you, Makoto. Wow.
Man.
So, welcome.
morning
It's-
from
it's been
Tokyo.
Yeah, good morning. That's right. Yeah, it's what 11 in the morning
Well,
or something like that.
Yeah, it's 11 now, so I'm okay
Yeah.
now. I'm awake.
Oh, good. Well, I'm definitely awake. This is my time of day at night.
That's right. Man, this is wonderful, and thanks to Marcelo from Argentina for sharing his wonderful music. I really love the sound. Great sound.
Yeah, nice
Yeah.
guitar sound. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, I agree. So
Yeah.
Makoto, I don't even know where to begin with you, because you've got such an incredible musical life going now. But I think maybe for for the Academy members.
Mm-hmm.
I always like, to share with the Academy members how my genius friends like you got going and kept going, got going and got started. So, and really, since we've known each other a long time, but you've never really told me the story of how you got started as a young guy. Like
Okay.
how did you find music and then how did you get going in that direction?
Mm. Well, I'm like you because my father was a jazz pianist, and he was a jazz pianist. Also, he was the one of the first guy who played a Hammond organ in Japan. And so I grew up listening to his music. And the first music I encountered was Dixieland. He had a band from his like old college friends, and he had this band rehearsal playing just only Dixieland music every Saturday night. And he took me there, and then I fell in love with that music, and just kept
How
on.
old how old how old were you at that
Oh, I
point?
must have been 2 or 3, and then I
Two or
started to
three.
play with the one hand, one finger. The first song I learned was "Mac the Knife," and because I discovered you can play the first 3 notes with just black keys, you know. So that's
Oh,
how
right,
I
right.
started. But then it was a
Uh-huh.
couple of challenging places on that piece because I have to play 2 white keys on 2 places. It goes the B natural and F natural. That was a huge challenge for me.
Oh,
And yeah,
oh,
and then I learned the piece so I can play the whole piece, like 12, I don't know, maybe 16 bars song. And then I show it to my dad. I was like, hey, look, I can play the whole thing. And I played it without mistake, right? And he said, good, okay, now play it half step up.
oh
That's what he
no.
said to
Did he
my,
say that?
he said that. I said, what do you mean half step up? Now, you're starting from that note, the B flat. Start the same song with this note and see
Oh,
how far you can go. And and that became like a little game. You know what I'm saying? It was like, so, okay, so now I have to find the
wow.
right note. I can sing the melody, but I have to find the notes. Now it's all
Right, right.
buried. With the black keys, you can see it, but then with all the white
Yeah.
keys, I have to find where it is. And that's what got me
So,
really interested in playing. I still remember how exciting it was for me.
wow, wow.
Yeah.
What that was very, very astute of your dad. Now, were you 2 years old or 4 years old or how
I
long
think it
old
was
were
I
you?
think it was I was 2 or 3 maybe, and
Two or
I was just
three.
playing with one
You
finger.
started before me, man.
Well, it was just simple song. And then my mom told me to take a piano lesson when I was 5. And we
Yeah.
had this textbook, and it was all about this. Uh, and the teacher
Right,
said,
right.
"Good." And that was not fun for me because I was already able to play a song on the organ. I was playing those songs on organ because we had organ at home. And then we go to piano lesson and we just do this kind of silly stuff. And
Right,
I
right.
said, no, I don't like this. And I stayed away from
Oh,
piano. I stayed away from reading music, and so I stayed away from classical music basically until I don't know. I decided to play piano at the age of 12. I wanted to take I knew I needed a piano lesson, technical lesson, when I went to see Oscar Peterson. So that's how I
oh.
got
How old
me
how old
started
were you
on this
when how
instrument.
old were you how old were you when you saw Oscar?
12. And I wasn't even going there because my uncle was supposed to go, but he couldn't go. So he gave me this ticket. And I said, what's this concert for? So, oh, it's a great pianist. I said, oh, is that piano? I don't know if I want to go. He said, no, no, you like it. You like it. So I went there. It was the very first front row. And there was big concert grand piano sitting. It was a solo concert. So I was just sitting like this and not too excited. And this big black dude came out and he sat down and he started. It was the Cubano Chant by Ray Brown, Bryant. And I was sitting like this and I was like, what? you know. And I said, oh, the piano, I didn't know piano can be played like that. And he was swinging hard and
Oh,
he was all over the place. He started an orchestra. And I went home and told my mom and said, Mom, find me a piano teacher. And she said, oh, I thought you didn't like the piano. And I said, not anymore. That's how I got
ah,
started on this. And then
all right.
my dad was huge fan of yours, and he kept me playing. Oh, you should check out this guy named Chick Corea. So I said, oh, okay, great. So I listened to your Return to Forever record, and I learned your La Fiesta. I learned your 500 Miles High, and
Ah,
that's where everything got started.
wow,
But no
man.
classical though.
No classical at that point. So you got started really as an improviser. And when did you first started writing music, Makoto?
When I really got serious was because of you. I don't know if you remember this. When you mentioned Boston when we first met. And
Yeah.
I was ready to graduate from Berkeley, and a lot of people told me not to imitate Oscar Peterson, which was my thing, and I wanted to sound like him. But
Yeah.
everybody said, "Oh, Makoto, you should come up with your own style, your own composition, your own music." They didn't say composition; they said your own style. And I met you then, and I said, how can I come up with my own style?" And you said, "Compose."
Oh.
Okay. So then I started to compose, and then my record contract came, and I met Gary, our dear mutual friends, and
Yeah. Gary
then
Burton.
that's how I started composing for my records, and
Wow.
got
I
really
see. I
serious.
see.
Yeah, yeah.
So you found you found a way to get to Berklee School of Music,
Hmm.
and was that your first time to live in the United States for a while?
Yes, yes, it was. I love big band. You play with my big band in France, No Name Horses. And I wanted to, because I didn't have any theory background. I never had any musical, theory training, or went to any school. Um, so I went to Berkeley to enable myself to write for big band.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's when I met you, and but I had no knowledge of reading, or so I was so far away from classical music at that point.
But by
Yeah,
the time you got to Berkeley, you were reading
yeah.
music very well, because that week that we spent, uh, I remember I wrote a big long piece for the band, and I had
Hmm.
asked Gary Burton at that time. He was the dean. He was
Hmm.
the dean
Right,
of Berkeley. So I
right.
asked Gary, could you please put together for me 14 or 15 of the best students, and I'll write this piece. The way I wanted to do my teaching week was to bring a piece of music to rehearse and perform rather than
Hmm.
yak yak. So I brought this music, and you were one of two pianists, I think, that
Right.
came in, and there was Tommy Smith in that band. Right? Am I thinking of the same band you're thinking of?
I don't know if I ever played your piece. Maybe that must be in someone else. No, I don't, because I remember
No,
seeing
no,
you when
you
you.
were.
It was me. Okay, you have a better memory than I do. But
Oh, I don't know. So okay, so
yeah.
tell me your memory. When did we meet? Did we meet at Berkeley?
Yes, we did a concert together. You came in with your trio with Miroslav and Roy Haynes, and then I played there with my students sextet or something. And then
Oh yeah.
it was, yeah, and the first time I saw you, we were kind of rehearsing, and you walked in to the Berkeley Performance Center, and we all froze. I was like, oh, there's Shikaria just walking towards here, and you came to me, and I said, you asked me, you came straight to me and said, how's the piano? And I said, oh, I don't know, you want to try? And you said, no, I asked you, what do you think? And said, I think it's a good piano. And you sat down and played. Yeah, it is a good piano. And I got the message from you that like just say what you feel, and just express what you are. And it was what that connected all to my improvisation, method in a way. It's like when I play this piece, when I play this, what are they gonna think? Or if I play this, would it work? Thinking too much, and then I missed the chance to grab it.
Right.
So you gave me an idea of like when you feel it, just do it, just play it, and then see what happens. And then that's sort of like you open the door for me as an improviser. Then
Oh, wow, that's nice.
just that one
you
conversation.
You learn to trust yourself, and then that's all you need to do. You must learn to trust yourself.
Yeah, because I asked you, Makoto, what do you think? I said, well, I think it's a good piano. And then you sat down and said, oh, it is a good piano. And I was like, what a great conversation that was. The communication was like simple but clear.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was like really great.
yeah. Wow. Well, one of my fond memories is when we both rehearsed and we played the Mozart double piano concerto together. And then you came over to my rented house. We had a rented house down in Florida, and we had two pianos, and we had a ball rehearsing, and then we performed in Japan for the first time you played that piece.
Yeah. Well, actually, there you go again. That you opened the door for me to enter classical field. That was the first time I ever played Mozart.
And then let's fast forward, because that was in 1996.
I think so. Yeah.
96, and then almost 3 or 4 years ago, I forget how long ago, we played again that piece.
Oh, that's right.
That double concerto. Mozart double piano concerto with the NHK Orchestra.
Symphony,
and Mr. Otaka, was that?
Yes, Tadaaki Otaka. Yeah, he's the master.
Mr. Otaka, to a sold-out NHK theater, and it was an over-the-top blast. I remember.
Oh yeah, it was unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really great. And then we went around and played duo concerts and so forth.
Yes.
So Makoto, my goodness. So now now you're now okay. One more little story for your musical development. I'd like you to tell us, and which is at that point you played the double piano concerto with me. And you played it like you've been playing it your whole life, so beautifully. Now, from that point, did you begin to play more classical music, or did it take a while, or how did you get so thoroughly into the classical world?
Yes. I think it was was it 1996? And the year really I got into classical music seriously was 2003. I played the Mozart double piano concerto with another great classical pianist named Barry Schneider. You actually met him. I introduced you to him when you were in Rochester. He was my teacher at Eastman. I went back to Eastman School of Music to study piano for the first time in my life with Barry Schneider. Anyway, this concert offered from Sapporo Symphony, wonderful orchestra in Sapporo, with Tadaaki Otaka, Maestro Otaka, asked me to play a concerto with them. And he, Otaka-san was talking about someday he wants to do Rhapsody in Blue with the Makoto Ozone. So when I got this offer, I naturally thought, okay, this is a Rhapsody in Blue, so I'll do it. So I took an offer.
Yeah.
I said yes. And I let the thing sit there for a few months, and I had my manager call them up and just to make sure it's Rhapsody in Blue. So my manager called them up and only to find out that they wanted me to play Mozart, not Rhapsody in Blue. So this time I have to play solo. And so I asked him to call them back again to find out which Mozart because I know he has written quite a few concertos.
27,
I know, which I didn't know. I only discovered it when I got to the record
27.
store because
Yeah,
they
right.
asked me to pick one I like, so I have to listen to all of them
Yeah.
to decide one, and so I picked number 9, and then I played it. Oh my God, I was so nervous to death, and that I don't quite remember how I played. You know, this was a
How long?
subscription concert.
How long did you have to prepare for that concert?
I had about 6 months
Like,
to prepare, you know, because I let the 4 months went by. So 6 months was,
yeah.
yeah. But then, you know, when I first started the Mozart, you know, the figure, my left hand was not used to that. My left hand was like, you
Right.
know, I could
Yeah,
do that
right.
or bass line, but not. So I really had to work on that very slow for like a couple of months, seriously. So
Oh.
my left hand can go, you know, without really thinking. And then I played that piece, and the maestro really liked it. He sent the word out to a lot of his friends, conductors, and so Makoto played very wonderful Mozart. And so I got the more offers from other orchestras. Well, oh, can you play with our orchestra? You know, it was very interesting to them because my approach was so different, and yet I played written notes, but still so different. You know,
Uh-huh.
and then I started to, you know, remember Kajimoto? He and I talked about you know, the agent, we worked together, but I told him I only can play one concerto, and you're a classical agent, and I don't know if I can be any beneficial to you. And he said, oh, we're not worried about you playing a concerto. We want to learn new music, which was very nice. And so I promised them I will learn one concerto per year. So if I'm with them for 10 years, I have 10 concertos to choose from.
Yeah.
So I had a lot of conductors helped with the help. Because there are so many concertos out there with so many composers, and I don't know which one to grab on next. And I always ask for suggestions. What do you think I should play next? And then they come up with some suggestions. I go listen to it, and then if I like it, I tackle with it, and that's how I
Did you
came
ma-
up with the.
did you
Yes.
manage to put together 10 Mozart piano concertos?
Right now, I play 7 or so. I play 6, 9, 10 is a double piano. I play 12, and 23, your favorite, and 24, your favorite, 27. So
Yeah.
I play 7 Mozart concertos now.
Wow. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
and
amazing.
yeah,
That's
it's
amazing.
fun. Well, thanks to you, Chick.
Well, I'm impressed, and I can't wait until the next time we do this. Well, but we do have a plan for next summer. I mean, for next
Yes,
fall.
we do. Yeah, next fall. Yeah,
For,
we're celebrating.
for next. Yeah, we're celebrating. We have some 3 piano concerts with myself, you, and Hiromi,
Yeah.
and then we have some duet concerts we have together.
Yes,
I
yes,
believe.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're working on it.
I'm really looking forward.
And also, I'm hoping to remember the recording we did from our last tour, and I'm hoping to put together a CD or some sort and put it up if we do the next tour, because those recordings are unbelievable, killing.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I
Yeah,
can't wait. We
yeah,
one of the things we did on that on our duet concerts is we would do maybe we could do we can't play in time together,
right,
and
right,
it's not, you know, this internet thing is not great
right.
for sound.
Delays, yeah,
But
yeah.
one thing we might try to do is just throw some phrases back and forth, like, because we used to do these free improvisations. We would just begin someplace
Yeah,
and play something.
yeah.
So let's try that. Let's. Aha. Ah. Oh my goodness.
You're crazy.
Yeah. Now let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
When was the last time you played that? You remembered the whole damn thing.
I love this piece. I love this piece. It's in my system. It's my cell.
That's amazing, Makoto.
I love,
We have to.
first time I played this piece, I think we were sharing the stage at the Stuttgart Jazz Festival or something. And I was practicing this, first time I got your children's song book. And then I was practicing. And you walked into my dressing room and I said, "Oh, you're playing children's song." And I was playing it. And then you immediately knew that I was not feeling 4/4. I was playing this way. And you said, "Oh, you're not feeling 4/4." I said, "What do you mean? You're not feeling 4/4. Da-ba-da-ba, ba-ba-ba-da, ba-ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba-da, ba-ba-da."
Right.
Should I do that? Yeah, you must do it. That's to create that tension and fun of playing the fives. I said, wow.
Right.
Then I have to go back and relearn it again. But then now it's in.
Wow. I use that piece as just a warm up to practice.
That's good exercise piece. Yeah.
Yeah. Makoto, I can't wait to play live together again because we have a very nice rapport together.
Yes, I can't wait either. And then Hiromi actually did a nice thing at the Blue Note in Tokyo. She did like 16 nights, like in four different programs. I went all for different programs, and she was unbelievable. And she was donating things to the music thing in America, and so I can't wait to play with her. Three of us we're gonna go.
Yeah, we're going to be great. It's going to be great. Yeah,
Yeah.
we can improvise, and I mean, I've been thinking a little bit about it. We improvise. I personally don't think we ought to play too much solo because we're all used to we play solo. For us three to be together is very unique
Yes.
time, and so we should really play together. We should
Yeah,
really
yeah.
play together.
Yes.
That's my
Yes,
wish.
I agree.
I'll speak to Hiromi about it, but and then we have duet concerts coming, which is
Yes. Yeah.
going to be great. So what's your is Yuriko there? Because I want the another beautiful thing about you, Makoto, is that you have this wonderful relationship with your wife is an
So my wife,
artist
Yuriko,
and
yeah.
one of the great actresses, young actresses of Japan, and she's
Thank you.
constantly making movies and doing plays. Is she
Yeah.
around? Is Yuriko there?
No, she's not. She's actually in a play now, and she's
I see.
yes,
I see.
yeah. I wish she was here. She's in a play called All My Sons. This is written by Arthur Miller. It's a great play. I went to see it last night, 2 nights ago, and she's playing the role of the mother named Kate. And this is very, very, very great. Yeah, deep, strong play. And after she
Wow.
finishes that on the 11th of this month, she goes into Kyoto for shooting some movies, I think. So she's learning the new script, but she doesn't want to do it yet because it's a completely different character, and it might affect her role now. But she's doing wonderful, and she's been such great help and inspiration for me to expand my musical world. It's not just playing the changes in jazz, and she connects my music to the more stories or more human and to humanity and history, and it's wonderful. It's been wonderful.
It's great, man. It's a wonderful
Yeah.
relationship. Give her my love. Let's finish by trading a couple of phrases.
Okay.
In sync, out of sync. Thank you, man.
Right.
It's
Great.
it's a
This is
good
fun.
vibe, even if we're so many miles apart. It's really great to see you, man, and hear you, and spend some time with you.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me. And this is such a great thing you're doing, man. You're sharing your love and everything with the whole world. This is beautiful. I love you, Chuck, and love all the
Yeah,
listeners.
thank you.
And, yeah.
Yes, and I like to I mean I like to show the richness that a musician can have when he has musical friends and creating together. And there's nothing more fulfilling in life than to
Yes.
have musical relationships like I have with you. And thank you very much. Give my love to Yuriko.
I will do that. Definitely.
And we will be in touch. Have great performances, Makoto-san.
Arigato. Thank you so much. And give my love to Ji-san too.
I will too. Okay,
Yeah.
man.
All right.
We'll talk
Ciao,
soon.
ciao.
Ciao,
Bye-bye.
ciao. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right. Well, gee whiz. I tell you what. Once we get this sync thing worked out.
Yeah.
There's got to be technology
I know there does.
out there someplace. I mean, there's got to be technology that enables it to happen
Yeah.
in time.
It's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
But
it was
even-
still amazing. Oh my
Even
God.
so, just
Yeah.
to have a rapport with a good friend like that is incredible. So thank you all once again for joining in. Write in, tell me your thoughts, what you think. It's really a challenge to try to make the Academy into a place of sharing, because it's communication that's important between us, and we're working on that. I'm trying to see how to do that in better and technically and so forth. And we're now working on trying to work with the format of the Academy to encourage that communication even more. So. All right, thanks for tuning in, you guys. That was a wrap. Thank you from Makoto, and thank you from my friend from Argentina for joining me with your guitar. And have a great week, you guys. see you, well, we'll announce when the next workshop's going to be. I don't think it's going to be next Sunday.
Might be Monday or Tuesday, possibly.
It could be Monday or Tuesday. We have to work it out. So we'll let you know, okay? Take care, guys.